One of the main reasons I wanted to fly this RunCam 5 orange 4K was because it has a gyro in it. It has gyro stabilized video possibilities. So this is also the camera that flies on the Caprahina, the RC Recruit. I think that's it, and the Camera. I wouldn't mind adapting it to some of the other airplanes just because it has a gyro in it and can be gyro stabilized. So I was pretty excited to be able to start playing with Gyroflow with this. And so I played with it a little bit with some of the short data, little limited data that I have developed. Let's look at that real quick. This is Gyroflow version 1.4.2, the current version. Downloaded it yesterday. I started playing with it with the little files from my last few flights. I didn't share them with everybody because they just weren't that interesting. So I just dropped that into Gyroflow. And that is the raw file from the GoPro RunCam 4K camera. There is also a associated gyro data file. This is automatically picked up here. I could open that file and you see here's the gyro GCSV file. There's one for that video. Here's one for that video. But Gyroflow, when you open a video file, it looks around to see if it can find an associated gyro file. So you'll see I have set up my lens profile as RunCam 5 orange 38 to 40 by 2160 resolution. Guess one could adjust the parameters. So that was RunCam 5 orange, and I'm at let's see, okay, here we go. Think this is what we're at. Yeah, I'm not on the XV, I'm on the regular. So that's how I got this information in there. And I guess if I knew what the focal lengths and etc. were for this, I could adjust the parameters, but that's not over my head. I did work with 35mm cameras at one time, but boy, it's beyond what I want to, backflips I want to do to make this work. So let's just talk about my general things I found out about it. I'm learning. And first of all, straight up, I do love the fact that for that video I loaded in, I'm going to turn the Gyroflow off. And you can see that camera sitting at the angle it's sitting at on the ground. It would be better if it were level, but that camera's tilted up at an angle, so that gives a little bit of fisheye effect on the edges, which the bottom becomes a real big edge. And you can see Gyroflow immediately gets rid of that. Pow! Levels that right out. That's pretty cool, right straight up from the start. Except for the fact that Gyroflow is doing that by zooming the image in addition to all of its other stuff. You'll notice right here on this little grove of trees right here, this gap,
is basically gone now. I don't have a lot of problems with that. I still do sort of like that, but I seem to have gotten in trouble with the zooming. I'm just learning Gyroflow. Like I say, I'm excited to be able to play with this and test it. And the first thing I saw was this fisheye effect. Wouldn't be as bad if the camera was level with the platform setting level. Is taken away at the expense of a little zoom and a little picture. So I exported this video. Just click right down here. You can play through it here, etc., etc. Do all sorts of things here. I'm going to abbreviate all this. I exported it out, and then I looked at it side by side with the raw video. Boy, I wasn't real happy. And then I started digging out how-to videos and stuff and start learning Gyroflow a little deeper and where I could go with it. So I played with this zooming speed here because of that zoom, and that didn't help me very much. And it wasn't long till I found these controls down here for the yaw, pitch, roll, and zoom. And so I started playing with them. You notice when I turned the zoom off, that little graph that was going through the bottom of this went away. The peaks, I guess, where it's automatically zooming the video to enhance its stabilization features and abilities. So I turned that off. See, yeah, it's kind of cool. So I then just played with all of these, so I could see how the roll comes out of that. I can see how the yaw pitch comes out. I can see how the yaw values are in there for what it's going to do. I wanted to leave those three, so I just left this zoom out because I had so much problems with the first one. And I exported it again. So what I'm going to show you right now is I'm going to show you the three videos. The raw will be in the upper right. The straight up canned way that Gyroflow handled this video file and this gyro file is in the upper left. And then in the bottom left, I have the file where I turned this zoom function of Gyroflow off and exported that. So that third video in that. And I just set them side by side in Windows as best I could. Let's look at that real quick. So this is actually inside my video editor. And this was what I did. This is the raw video right here in the upper right. This is the straight up Gyroflow manipulated video, how it did it out of the box, default settings and all. This bottom left is my first with the zoom turned off. Now I'm going to tell you straight up, these videos are not exactly synchronized to each other, because to get them all on the screen like that, I had to just look at them. This audio's been taken off the bottom too, and line up the audio peaks as best I could. These are not synchronized exactly with each other. They're pretty darn close though. So you're going to see some things going on in them that was shocked me, but I'll narrate as we look at the video itself. So this is the actual three videos and the flight. I don't think I shared much of this for that little flight I did. And I don't know if you'll agree with me at the end of this, but I think the Gyroflow with the zoom turned off did a better job. Mostly because the darn thing just goes crazy at the end. I'll show you. I actually like the bottom. That's a return to home right there, where the platform doesn't orient itself to the home point, which has been fixed. Hasn't been tested that it's fixed and verified that it's fixed. Hopefully in the future that will turn around and it will point the camera down, and the camera will have less sky and it won't wash out so badly. Got to get that fixed before the rest. And notice how the bottom left is staying more stabilized. It seems to be more stabilized even on the roll axis than the top left one. I do have bad props on it, so there is a little jello. Right there was a couple of waggles that the bottom left did that the top right and the top left didn't do. Right there, the bottom left is taking out the roll almost completely. Look at that. That is cool. Bottom left's what I need. It looks pretty good compared to the raw and the default way Gyroflow handled this file, in my layman's opinion. I played with Gyroflow a little bit a year ago. I had this camera for a while, but didn't have any real flight data. And see, there's some more. I didn't take the roll at the top of that punch out of it. Nothing would. You're going to see here in a second where I had to pass the, see, that bottom left is just, look, that's all being taken out of the roll. It's beautiful. Don't really want to turn the roll, zoom off on Gyroflow, but my first few experiments here show me I should. There's a place here where I have to transverse right here behind myself with that quad left to right. I don't like that with the quad facing forward. With me looking back, it's not a movement I like to make. Now see that, and here's where the top left goes all to pieces. Look at that. The other two are rock solid. The raw and the one with zoom removed, but the one with zoom in it on the top left is just going ape, which is what I saw the first time I did this. That's why I came back and started trying to learn it deeper and took the zoom off. Bottom left looks good so far. So there's some of my new experiments with Gyroflow. Like I say, I played with it a year ago with some of the flights I got in December of 2021. But I didn't share any of it with the public. With the test flights of the Camaro, I had developed a little video that I could start playing with this and just wanted to kind of share with what I'm seeing. And so far, I love the Gyroflow with zoom turned off in the processing. And if you know me, you know I'm going to really love being able to start getting down on all of those parameters in Gyroflow and trying to get better and better and better at videos. It's my kind of fun. I'm like Scotty from the Enterprise. And Captain Kirk told him that he was confined to quarters. Oh, good. I can catch up on my technical reading. Thank you, guys.